whatever he wills. And this power that he had always ought to scare him. And he wanted to get away from it. And he said that drugs and immorality was very present in this group. So in 1968, he formed and he joined a different group called Bill Haley and the Comets. And then to his dismay, he realized that immorality and drugs are even more prevalent in this group. His wife, Carol Torres, she was also in music. She won many awards. She played the violin, and Louise played the guitar. And she won many concerts. She went to Carnegie Hall and all the different symphonies she played. And so, I mean, she studied music all her life. And then eventually she went to school and got a degree in studying the physical effects of music. She wanted to understand how powerful music is and how does it do the thing that it does. And they compiled all this in their book. And they tell us exactly what was happening around the 1960s and 70s. Now, they explain that music is made up of 5 different parts. We've got melody, tone, color, harmony, and tempo. And this is one of the most important parts of music, and that's what we're going to focus on a lot today, is rhythm. Rhythm is defined as, in a nutshell, the duration of a musical sound. And we're going to spend a lot of time about the tempo, because the tempo is the speed, how fast or slow the rhythm is played. And this will be very key in this presentation. So bear in mind rhythm and tempo. You see, they explain that man is a rhythmic being. Everything is rhythmic about us. From our cycle of our brain waves, to the pumping of our hearts, to our digestive cycle and our sleep cycle, all works within rhythm.
All right, now.
Each of us has a rhythmic tempo that we exhibit in our speech, our gesture, and gait, ranging from between 60 to 100 beats per minute. You know, researchers said that, we're most compatible with those whose rhythmic tempo is almost like ours. It's the same. I remember when I was growing up, when we used to go to the park, and us guys would be, standing around, and we'll see, some girls walking by, and somehow it seemed as if that we somehow could actually, and I didn't understand that until this study. And we would say, tease one of our friends, we would say, Mark, that's your speed. That's your speed. As if that we could determine, his personality or just who he is, his rhythmic tempo and hers seem to just blend. They're doing the same tempo. And I never really understood it until I did this study. The power of music. They explain that music is very powerful. Music is rhythmic vibrations. Sound waves, which are vibrations acting upon the eardrum, are transformed into chemical and nerve impulses which register in our minds the different qualities of the sound we are hearing. Music, friends, affects the nervous system directly.
Mercy.
You see, that's why, actually, they explain that there are certain music, when it's overemphasized, that will bypass the master brain, and by the way of the thalamus, which is the relay system of all emotions, it can cause our hands and our feet to go into motion without us consciously giving our legs permission to start tapping.
Mercy.
I mean, have you been in church sometimes and, a song's being sung and someone's singing and all of a sudden your feet start tapping. And you realize it's tapping. You didn't tell them to tap.
Yes, sir.
But it started tapping, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
Music went in and they started a physical response from you. That's why when you go to these malls and these shopping places, that they play certain type of music, because researchers have discovered that if they play the tempo of the rhythm a little bit faster, you might end up shopping a little bit more. Or you might go in and you start hearing songs playing and you start automatically singing it, or you start finding your legs moving or your head start bobbing.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell it to bob.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You didn't give it permission to do that.
That's right.
And you notice that when the army has, hundreds or thousands of people that they want to mobilize and try to get each to march in a synchronized fashion, they know that every single one has a different rhythmic tempo. So to know that if there's not an outside stimuli, there's no way that all these men, all the different people with different rhythmic tempo is is going to march to the same rhythm because everyone is different. So what they do, they use the sound of the drum. And the body always tries to be in balance. It always tries to maintain homeostasis. So what it does, it synchronizes with the beat of the drum. And in so doing, they can get everyone to march in order. Synchronized steps. Only music alone can do that, friends.
Yes, sir.
Music is powerful. This young man gave his testimony. He said that he was telling our pastor, he said, "Pastor, let me teach you something." He was in one of those gangs, and he had a cut-off shotgun. And he said, "You know what? It is not natural for a man to walk up and take the life of another human being. It's not natural. It says it's not natural for a man to do that." So he said, what we have to do, we have to get one of those gangster rap, or get one of those heavy men, and we just listen to it in the car. And if you listen to it over and over and over and over again, we'll just get angrier and angrier and angrier, so that we can walk up to a mama and shoot her and, you know, that way. Music, friends, only music can do those things to us. Louise and Carol Torres, through their research, and they're still in the music industry. I mean,